Thanks for joining us for the latest news update. And the family of murdered investigative journalist Ahmed Hussein Swale has appealed to the general public as well as national and international bodies to assist the police catch the killers. Mr. Hussein Swale, who was shot and killed last Wednesday, was instrumental in the undercover investigations that exposed corruption in football in Ghana and across the African continent. At a news conference here in Accra, the family said no effort should be spared in resourcing the Ghana Police Service to arrest the killers.
The family is ready and willing to cooperate and work with the law enforcement agencies to get to the bottom of this matter. The family is pursuing this matter in order to support the Ghanaian people to avert any occurrences on those other well-meaning Ghanaians whose photographs were shown alongside that of our son. We call on the good people of Ghana to take their personal security seriously by taking note of strange, unusual movement and occurrences in and around their houses, neighborhoods, communities, and towns. We would like to call on the Ghana Journalists Association, Media Foundation for West Africa, Association of African Journalists and Writers, International Federation of Journalists, Global Investigative Journalists Network, all foreign missions in Ghana, civil society groups, and the general public to support the security agencies and the Ghana Police Service with information, technology, and expertise to unravel the mystery surrounding the killing of Diviela Hussein Ahmed Swale. The family would want periodic updates from the government of Ghana and the security agencies on the progress made in bringing the perpetrators to book.
On the other side of justice, the Chief Justice Sophia Kuffu has asked the Pristine Municipal Assembly to expedite action in finding the new sites to build a befitting magistrate court or risk closure of the old one. Chief Justice was unhappy when she saw the court housing during her 6-day tour of the Western region to acquaint herself with the issues within the judicial service, raise issues. The Pristine Magistrate Court, the only court in the Pristine Valley municipality, was established in 1967 by the State Mining Corporation and was last renovated way back in 2007.
We need a certain kind of space to enable us keep the public in its place and we stay in our place, and where the court is nicely walled off, even if it's just a dwarf wall. So when somebody is entering, they know they are entering court precincts. And when they go into the judge's house, they will have to knock, and they will have to be allowed in. It shouldn't be that they can just walk there just because the house is in the bungalow area. Yeah, and people crisscross, take shortcuts, and come and knock on his window. They do that. They do that. I've heard complaints like that. So you should tell us what is the next step we should be looking at, and then we start looking at the timelines. If they look realistic, fine.
Justice Sophia Kuffu also said working in the building could also have some serious health implications for staff of the judicial service and the general public.
So if I call Dr. right now and ask her for a medical evaluation of this place, you will not be happy to hear what she has to say about it. Yes. So I think this place okay, we are now in 2019 in January. So by end of March, you should be able to tell us something, bring us a schedule for us to look at. Then we know how long we have to suffer this. But if you don't, we will simply close it because it means your plans are in the future. Please. district, one office.
On the other hand, the Municipal Chief Executive of the Pristine Municipal Assembly, Mozart K.O., explained that the Assembly would ultimately require around 900,000 Ghana cedis to build a new magistrate court.
I came around to the Pristine District Magistrate Court and seeing the nature of the premises, I had to go to the Assembly and seek permission to do a major renovation on this project. But it had to come to a standstill due to some communication with the head office with respect to the provision of a common fund for renovation. That made the project come to a standstill. The CJ leadership just came around and saw the premises, which duly is in the bad state. So even if it hadn't been the brick, by now she would have come to see a different picture altogether, because on the date where we awarded the contract far back, 1st October 2018, and the communique with the Judicial Service headquarters came in around October, November. So that resulted in
Now let's take you to the Upper West region, and the Executive Director of Thierry, a non-governmental organization, has asked government to properly consult citizens when implementing projects at the district assembly level. Professor Avianso says this approach is an effective way of improving the decentralization process. Correspondent Rafiq Salam brings us the latest update.
Though the rise of the local people to participate in the democratic process at the local level is guaranteed by the 1992 Constitution of Ghana, development of the community level suffers due to lack of participation of the people at the municipal, metropolitan and the district assembly levels. At a forum for civil society organizations in WA, dubbed Enhancing Citizen Participation and Social Accountability at the district level, a citizen and social accountability project which will provide a platform for citizens to discuss their development concerns and demand accountability from duty bearers was launched. The project is being implemented in 60 selected districts across Ghana by the Local Governance Network, LOGNET, and other 21 civil society organizations. Participants, drawn from various civil society organizations, are expected to be empowered to promote citizen participation and social accountability. Chief Executive Officer for one of the civil society organizations, TERE, Professor Abia Inso explains.
So if we have to devolve at all, or we have to evolve into a better nation and better communities, it means that citizens must fully participate at the local level, at the community level, among the unit committees, among the area councils, zonal councils, urban councils. And then, of course, they can participate at the higher level within the districts. And within the district now means that they have to monitor whether the budget has been prepared, whether people participated, what were the inputs. If you are going to develop a medium-term development plan for 3 years, from which you can draw your annual action plan, you actually will need people to be part of it. Are they part? Or is it in the normal way of just employing technical people to sit in the districts or sit at the regional level or in Accra just to draw something that doesn't reflect the aspirations and expectations of the communities?
Habib Abubakar is the Upper East advisor on the GIZ-SF Adri project, and he threw more light on the program.
And SFGR, basically, what they want to do basically is to recruit CSOs. They brought CSOs together so that the CSOs also identify some CBOs to help build their capacity so that they can engage citizens at the assembly level during public hearing, annual action plan, so that they can help them to kind of ensure quality service delivery when it comes to project implementation, when it comes to projects at the assembly level, when it comes to budgetary allocation, to ensure that citizens are well involved, they are well informed, and they will be part of the process.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafiq Salam. Wow.
Let's take you to the Ashanti region. The First Lady, Rebecca Kuffu, has launched the MEC Modern Mother Campaign to increase advocacy and effort against infertility in women, launched in partnership with the MEC Foundation and Fertility Society of Ghana. The MEC Modern Mother Campaign will ultimately focus on preventive action against infertility. According to Mrs. Kuffu, the worrying statistics that 1 in every 4 couples in developing countries suffer infertility currently depicts a high prevalence rate. Pia has more in the following report.
The event was to finalize discussions about the 6th edition of the annual conference, the MEC Africa Asia Luminary by the MEC Foundation. Launched in partnership with Ghana's Ministry of Health, Ghana will host the conference, and the First Lady Rebecca Kuffu will co-chair the event scheduled for 29 to 30th October 2019. CEO of MEC Foundation, Dr. Rasha Khalej, together with the First Lady, held a special meeting with more than 100 Ghanaian infertile women to launch MEC Modern Mother Campaign, which the First Lady, Rebecca Kuffu, is an ambassador. During the 5th edition of the conference in Senegal last year, First Lady Rebecca Kuffu explained this year's infertility campaign focus.
As this campaign is very close to my heart and very critical to us as African women. The evidence is that, we're told, that 1 in every 4 couples in developing countries suffer infertility. Considered wisdom says that prevention is better than cure. I'm therefore pleased that the main objectives of the MEC Modern Mother Campaign is prevention. My office and the Rebecca Foundation will work closely with the MEC Foundation to empower women and adolescents, to raise awareness and educate them on how to prevent infertility. For this campaign, we will also be telling women to value themselves. Women are more than just mothers. They are productive members in society and should be respected and expect to be respected. Stigma is painful. Stigma is unjust. Stigma isolates people and makes them feel less than the rest of the population. We cannot continue to have a situation where women are blamed or stigmatized for infertility, even though 50% of infertility cases are due to men. That is not to say we must blame men or stigmatize them. Nobody needs to be blamed for such an emotionally painful condition as infertility. At the same time, we need to encourage men to speak up and discuss their infertility issues openly and know that fertility is a shared responsibility.
During the launch, many new programs were finalized and launched in partnership with the Ministry of Health. The event also saw the launch of the MEC Modern Mother Media Recognition Award.
We'll also launch the MEC Modern Mother Media Recognition Award for the Ghanaian media to encourage them to address the sensitive issue. I strongly believe in the critical role media plays to raise awareness about health and social issues.
They underscored a long-term partnership with the Rebecca Foundation and Ministry of Health to continue building healthcare capacity and train doctors in the field of diabetes, hypertension, fertility, and cancer care. Prince Apia reporting.
And before we go, the Church of Pentecost Ghana has started a cleanup exercise across the country as part of its environmental care campaign. Scores of members of the church from the Kaneshie district over the weekend swept streets and desilted drains at the Agbogbloshie market here in Accra. There's more in the following report by Kinsley Otu.
On December 3, 2018, the Church of Pentecost launched its environmental care campaign. In January 2019, the church has hit the ground running. At the Agbogbloshie market, members of the Pentecost Church from the Kaneshie district were not deterred by the quantum of filth lodged in the drains. For these Christians, cleanliness is next to godliness. Coordinator for the Kaneshie campaign, Pastor George Pra Amonu, says they chose Agbogbloshie as their first stop because it's the hub of filth in the country.
Agbogbloshie is a center of all environmental challenges in Accra. And as you can see, it's a big market. and people from all areas come here to trade. And it's also has a big environmental issue as far as filth is concerned. All the gutters are choked, all the markets are all filled with filth. We are here basically to assist in evacuating all the filth. And not just that, but also to educate the market women, the public, all those who come to trade here, so that they can have an attitudinal change, so that we know how to manage the waste that is generated as a result of the market activities that go on here each day.
The market women only looked on while the church cleaned around, but not Miss Tete.
I just want to help so that they gather all the rubbish at one side, so that there will not be filth all over the place. Because as a member of Ghana, you have to always keep Ghana clean. What I can do is, whenever they are coming to put it inside, I will tell them not to put it inside, because we all have to help Ghana so that Ghana will develop as the other countries are doing.
George Pra-Amonu says they have rolled out a bi-monthly plan to carry out this cleanup campaign in other areas, urging all to support government's efforts at ridding the country of filth.
This event is planned to be done bi-monthly. In other words, every 2 months, we are coming out as a church to clean our markets, our drains, our environment. Everywhere there is filth, we have waged a war on filth. We want to say that environmental care and sanitation, cleanliness, is everyone's responsibility. It is a shared responsibility. Obviously, the government alone cannot give us a clean environment. They are doing their best, but their efforts are not enough. So everyone, the public, the churches, the market women, the chiefs, everyone must come on board in this campaign so that we can rid our country of filth and then we keep a good environment. So it's a shared responsibility. Everyone must be involved.
The Pentecost Church believes Ghana's sanitation problem is a Herculean one, but the church says it's prepared to fight it head-on. Kingsley Otis reports for Joy News.
Well, I hope we can all complement the activities of the Church of Pentecost and make Ghana a clean country. But I'll wait for the latest news update. But we have more news as we look at what the stories are as they've been published on the front and back pages of the newspapers. Achina Brintio, myself, Mama Vioso Abwaji, and Koje Yankson will have some great highlights in the studio. Stay with us.